Well, good morning, and welcome to Shop Talk with Mel. How's it going, lovely ladies?
It's going well. How are you doing?
I'm here. I'm here. I'm totally here. Listen, let's get this thing going real quick. We're gonna start with housekeeping. So, monkeypox. We'll start with the monkeypox in the area. This is a good thing. To some, I guess. There's only, in the Mahoney County, there's only one case. So it's a good thing and not a good thing. You be like, okay, you got $1, you gave it to who? They gave it to me. What happened? You know what I'm saying?
There's only one reported.
But you know what? It's so crazy because, when you look at things and the way people are, and I'm glad that some of the people who were diagnosed got in front of it and was like, okay, I'm going to just put it out there. I'm going to make a video. But a lot of people don't want to be that person because they don't know the repercussions of it, and people are afraid. Kind of like, you remember when the whole, well, that's still something, the HIV thing kind of came like in the 90s, everybody was like, oh my gosh, even though it came out in the 80s. Well, we kind of knew about it in the 80s, but in the 90s, everybody's like, oh my God, they got what? They about to die. It was like a death sentence. So people were more so like afraid. Still to this day, some people are. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, but the monkeypox. So there's only one case. And another thing, the FDA, this is a good thing, which we know why. The FDA says there is no longer a mask shortage. Now, y'all know why, right?
Because people were fighting having to wear a mask in the first place?
Yeah, like people aren't wearing them like we were, so it's like,
right.
All right, we good. Look, like we good. The, getting in front of a thing, I think we talked about this, George Foreman. He, I guess there's some women coming out from the 60s and the 70s about his issue.
Wow.
So,
come on, George.
But let me play me. The 60s and the 70s. So we know what happened with Bill Cosby. I guess, well, you know what? I think the girl said that they were 8 years old. They remembered it, and the details that they gave were vivid. So these are...
Hold up now.
Yes.
Because that's not Bill Cosby.
No. No. That's...
I mean, as far as... Are we talking about pedophilia?
No. Watch it. Wait.
Okay.
Follow me. Follow me. Stay with me.
Okay.
Like the Bill Cosby thing regarding going all the way back in time. And don't quote me on it. I think it was like the 60s, 70s. It's a long time ago. And not to negate, their feelings and what they went through. But these girls, well, George came out maybe about a month ago and was talking about it. So I guess to prepare the people. And now it's coming out where they actually made a detailed statement. And it was 2 girls.
And I have not heard nothing about this. Mm-hmm. So could you just give an overview?
Yeah, they keeping this one hush.
Right.
Well, guess what? That's because we on top of it.
Yeah.
So tomorrow or Monday, y'all gonna be like, oh, okay, this is what she was talking about. Yeah. So there's two younger girls. I guess he was around when he was younger, obviously, and they're coming forward. Now we did have a show some time ago talking about when is, too late is, you know what I mean? Should they talk about it now, something that happened 50 years ago? And I do believe we had a rape victim on that show. And she was saying that you're afraid at the beginning. And, so you don't know. And then when you're finally ready, is it too late? Statute of limitations, did that go? You know what I mean? So that was the deal. You guys can check all that information out, and I'm sure I'll keep you guys informed as the story unfolds, because it's gonna unfold. But I do believe the one girl was like 8 years old, and she was talking about different things.
So how old was he at the time of this incident?
Subtract 2022 from 1970. And that'll help you. Because I don't know how old he was. Younger, but not 8.
But he was still
he was himself. You know, people knew who he was. They knew, the boxer. They knew him.
Famous.
Yeah. So.
Well, my personal opinion is, okay, statute of limitations on rape is dodgy, but there shouldn't be a statute of limitations on, like, pedophilia.
I agree. Yeah. I agree.
There shouldn't be any.
But you know what? Even like with rape, let's talk about that real quick. Because you have people, and not everybody, and I'm not saying this with this particular case, because I don't know, I wasn't there, I'm just, for the sake of conversation, bringing it up and keep you guys informed as well. But there are women out there that will get an attitude with somebody, they break up with them. And when they break up with them, what do? They'll go and make a false claim. Or they'll say, if they have children, they'll say, well, he touched my child. If I can't have you, can't nobody have you. That kind of mindset. Mm-hmm. That's not okay. What do you think the punishment should be for that?
Ooh, we talked about this before, actually. But I think that they should be punished for sure. They should be a criminal record to show that they're a liar, and that they're just like you got a thief. People have a criminal record showing that they're a thief. There should be a criminal record of people who slander and lie, and that's already a law, slander. So, but yeah, it's almost never prosecuted.
But here's the problem now. So you have slander. Okay, we go before Judge Jerry. But when you're dealing with rape and you're dealing with a man, he done did time. He's in jail. You know what I mean?
That person should do time if they ended up, because in my opinion, the modern day industrial prison complex is, it's for profit. She can go put on some free labor. Okay, put out some free labor for lying on that man.
Yes,
I think they belong in jail.
Okay. All right. Let me tell you this real quick. This is also with some housekeeping. Listen to my people. Listen, my people. There you go. Listen to me, my people. I only sipped one sip. That's it, just one. But I got a high electric bill. And so there's people that are out there getting high electric bills. Well, let me share this with you because I got to handle the business. I get this bill, so I usually pay my electric bill in advance. And then all of a sudden I got a $3 bill. I'm like, okay, not thinking anything. That's because I always pay in advance.
Okay.
And because I didn't know what was happening. Then after I get the $3 bill, then the next month I get a $287 bill. Okay? Then, so that's paid. Then I get one for this month due in September for $311.
That's what they've been doing to me down.
Watch this. I'm about to tell you. So I was like, whoa, wait a second. That is not even my bill. Look at the detailed statement. On there, there's a supplier. So my supplier, watch this, that I didn't choose. This is where it gets tricky. I didn't choose this supplier, okay? $147.98. Electric bill, $78. I said, what is this? And it was like NEOPP or something like that. So I call. They were like, oh, I was like, what is that? And take that off. And I did not, agree to this. I'm like, I didn't authorize them to come on. The lady tells me, oh, it's the government aggregation. I said, So if you look up, or if you get time, look up what that is. But I'll tell you in my words, it's where they feel as though like the citizens join together, come together for a cheap supplier, air quotes to my listening audience. No, this is an expensive one. But watch this. The lady said that, oh, we mailed a letter. This is the part that got me. We mailed a letter. And if you did not want to be a part, you fill out the form that they mailed and send it back in. Now, here's my issue. usually if you don't want to be a part, or if you want to be a part of something, you fill out the form and send it in. If you don't want to be a part, leave well enough alone. Well, she said, oh no, if you don't want to be a part, you have to fill it out and send it and mail it back in. Now, you know, in the day and the age of electronics, a lot of people don't use the mail. That's why we got this problem. You know, they was trying to cut out the postman. I'm like, I need them to keep their job, okay? Elderly person. The letter looks like junk mail. So you look at that, you know, some people be like, oh, that's junk mail, leave it alone, because you're just looking at your bills. Because right now, since we are dealing with what we're dealing with, it's like, okay, my money is kind of funny. Let me pay what I need to pay. And all that extra stuff I'm not, you know, signing up for. What about the elderly people? I felt like your company is taking advantage, or she was like, it's the government. Well, the government is taking advantage of elderly people and people who, you know, don't look at their mail all the time. Now you have I travel. That's what happened. So you're like, okay, whatever, junk mail, boom, boom, boom. Let me make sure I pay my bills. And they were like, oh yeah, we sent the letter. And then you want an elderly person to what? Catch an Uber down in fixed income. You know, or the people that's disabled to mail it back in, get a stamp and mail it back in. Come on. I was like, oh no, but there is and this is for the gas and electric. So it's not just one. Okay. So if you see your bill is looking a little shaky, look at the detailed bill and go through and you'll see. I was like, this is highway robbery.
Mine is I have Amber Energy, but my supplier is CenterPoint, and I'm like, why do I need two different utility companies?
Well, here's the problem. Did you agree to it?
I didn't agree to none of that.
See, that's all you have to do is call and let them know you don't want that and you did not agree to that. And they'll take it off your bill.
My money back.
But watch this. So to get your money back, you have to call that company. So I called that company. I was on hold waiting because they have high volume at this time, okay? A high volume of calls, we can call you back. I did both options. I was on the phone for 1 hour and 20 minutes to get a recording that said they'll call me back in 1 to 2 business days.
Yeah.
So it's like, nah, I'm not sitting down on this. So just please, I just had to put that out there. Please check your bills because you're getting robbed. I mean, like, right in your face if you look at it. But I think that's foul that you bank on what people don't look at. And it looks like junk mail. And to be like, oh, okay, what's this paper? Oh, I got to fill it out if you don't want it. No, how you going to make me? I thought this was the land of the free. So you're going to make me do something? Go ahead, Amber.
Solar power.
Solar power, yeah, with that. Isn't that the roofs with the things on there?
Yeah, with, you know, like the roof panels and all that stuff, yeah.
There's a lot of houses down here that go on solar power. The newer developments that they're building, a lot of the houses in those newer developments have those solar power panels on them.
That probably because they already knew the game. They probably was paying attention, and people like me wasn't paying attention and got had.
Exactly.
Watch this. Since April. I had no idea because remember I told you I had that $3 bill. I'm like, oh, because I would always pay ahead. So I knew I was always, credited. And I was like, since April? She's like, oh, yeah. I was like,
they send me my usage every week and compared to the week before. And I'll be sitting there like, oh, why is this low?
In Texas?
My bill is $200 or $300.
Wait, in Texas, they send you a usage in every week?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Go ahead.
But it's still, I'm like, why is my bill still $200-$300? Okay, now I'm high. And I knew about CenterPoint Energy, but now that you're thinking about it, like, why do I need them to supply y'all or my electric company?
Well, I thought
you're not supplying
the aggregation. It's the aggregation. They're trying to get everybody, all the citizens.
Just go with CenterPoint.
Yeah, all the citizens to join together to choose one, and that's it. And I guess they chose it for me. Go ahead, Amber.
I thought because it's the same thing here where I'm at. Now, I thought the electric company, they're the power lines, right? They're the poles and the wiring and stuff. but the supplier is the product going through the lines. Mm-hmm. Just like with gas, the gas company maintains the infrastructure and the system to get it to usually just the curb, and you're actually responsible for the rest from the curb up to and all through your house. But as far as the actual gas coming through the pipes, that's the supplier.
Well, mine is not going to be whoever these people are. I'm like, you could put me back to where I was at. Like, I'm not okay with that.
And then also something I learned, I could be mistaken, but like they try to get you with variable rate. They're like, oh, because it's low for right now, but that's because it's in the low season. And they'll try to get new customers in the low season, but then it'll be variable. So when it gets the high season, high demand, it's going to be crazy. But if you go with a fixed rate supplier, it's a little bit higher, but you know what your rate is going to be all the time, all year. And I think that contributes to like the huge fluctuations in your bill as well.
Well, here's the deal. This fluctuation with this government aggregation that they're doing now, and it started in April. So a lot of people don't know. So if your bill is normally maybe like the average bill for a house is like maybe $150, $120. And if your bill is used to being that, then all of a sudden you get a bill for $350
every month.
No, it fluctuates. That's the problem. Remember, I told you 280. Wait. So let me talk to the people because I need you guys to really hear me. If your bill has jumped and increased, that's your gas and electric, please call those companies. Look at the detail information because you can look on the phone too and download it. Look at the detail information and make sure that somebody didn't get you because they're choosing suppliers for you. Okay? But let them know, but like, no, I don't want that. And she did. She removed it with no problem. And then I asked her about my refund. And that's when she said, you have to call them. So that's when you'll have to call whoever robbed you. Whoever they decided to be like, oh, okay, I will take the money. Sure. A supplier, $147.98 and your bill is $70. Something's wrong. So I just don't want my people to get took. That's why I needed to have you guys really listen. Look, uninterrupted, listen. And call your mother, call your auntie, call all your people for real and ask them. Because people are on fixed incomes. And I'm like, and then after COVID, you're on a fixed income. They're trying to make ends meet and then you rob them? And the worst part for me was, she was like, oh, that's the government aggregation. I said, the government robbing me? And you know how I felt. I was like, is this for these stimulus checks that I didn't get?
Oh, Jesus.
There I go again. But okay. Some people feel some type of way with Biden with the $10,000 loan credit. How about that? Some people feel like, well, I paid my loans. Why are we, look, I'm for it. Let me see.
Like, why are you mad because you missed out? Like, that you missed out on something and then make it hard for somebody else.
The kicker is the Republicans that got the nerve to be mad and talking about he making a mistake, and that's why Biden pulled receipts on y'all. Y'all are the same people that got a PPP loan forgiveness for your loans, $250,000, $300,000, and one of them had a $2.3 million PPP loan, one of the politicians, and it was forgiven. But you mad because he forgiven $10,000, and then if you had a Pell Grant, if anybody making a single person $125,000 per year or less, and then for I think it's double for married
250, yeah. I think it's amazing.
Grant, an additional $10,000 if you receive the Pell Grant. You're mad about $20,000, and y'all got forgiven for $300. Listen,
but watch this. But wait, let's be clear. That's not everybody. Right, so you can't really do that, especially when you get into like a party, because it's a lot of people, and they have recouped $289 million of the fraudulent small business loan PPP loans. So they recouped that amount. So they're trying to get that back. But here's what's interesting. I ain't even want to talk about no politics, but I'm going to give it to you. Here's what's interesting. So the people who are doing, the investigators who are recouping this 200, I think it's 286. I probably messed up. But anyway, $1 million, they recoup that in the fraudulent PPP loans. They need more money to continue the investigations. I was like, so where? Help me, make it make sense.
With them few politicians that received that doggone forgiveness,
and there's some Democrats. There's some Democrats that have as well, and people, we got people like neighbors and stuff that had it too. And I just and let me say this, and we gonna move on to the topic. You get a PPP loan, and you use it for a down payment. Hear me clear. A down payment on a car that eventually got repoed.
Ooh. Financial education.
And they're putting that back in school, Economics is coming back.
Good. It needs to be.
So, yay.
And I used to work for one of the biggest companies.
Okay, don't say the name.
And everything. I'm not going to say the name. And then we had some local people who was, so-and-so, she hooking people up. She making a job. And I would be on there, and then you have people posting on their little Facebook page, why are you hating? Why are people hating because other people's getting PPP loans? Let them be great and this and that. And I will comment right back. Guess what? You're looking at one person that works for a company.
Okay, but wait.
That.
Okay, but wait. I'm glad you said that.
You're going to get caught.
Well, wait. I'm glad you said that because let me say this. Let me say this on the other side. You do have people, even like with like welfare fraud and all that other stuff. Why do you even need to say that? It's not coming out of your pocket. And how many times have we sat across from somebody working at a business and they act like it's theirs? And I'm not saying it's okay to commit those crimes, the fraud crimes, but you had a worker that be way over the top. And I'd be like, for real, you act like this is coming out of your pocket. The lady needs some help. Tell her what she needs to know. Customer service. Serve the customer. Don't make the customer have to fight tooth and nail and leave there crying. She came in crying. That bothers me. Now, for the people that go run and tell, now you hear what my problem was. You get it. You get approved for it. Okay, then I ain't mad at you because I feel like the government robbed me with this aggregation. Okay, so you got your money. But what did you do with it? You understand what I mean? What did you do with it? Like you said, financial literacy. So if you made it come up, what did you do with it? So, okay, here you go, boom. And some of us call it a blessing. Oh, look at the Lord and bless me because they throw that real quick. Be did something wrong and then winning. But they don't do anything good with it and you just wasted it. So it came in your hand and just slipped right back out. So you can't even look at it. To see, oh, okay, yeah, I did make a come up. Yeah, I got over on that one. But you don't even have anything.
Really.
But wait. But certain money, the lower monies, they ain't thinking about that.
A lot of them was getting caught. They were getting caught.
But wait, let me stay focused. Wait.
Y'all going to end up getting caught and have to pay that.
Look, I'm about to mute you real quick. I'm like, wait, let's stay focused. So my point is, why tell? Why tell on that person? Are we, I'm just going to throw myself in there. Are we upset that we didn't get it? Are we upset that, okay, I'm on a straight and narrow and you keep on doing stuff crooked and don't get caught? Now I want to know that answer. What is it? Because, you'll hear over and over crabs in a barrel. Mm-hmm. So help me understand that. If you win or if you get $10,000 and you got over, why am I mad and why would I call and report it? Are we mad because like I said, we're on a straight and narrow and not crooked and they're gaining and we're not? Or help me.
Those calls too.
Well, I think
calling the report.
Let me wait, Nick. Let me get AmberDee's. Go ahead, Amber. Then I got you.
So I think I'm fine with it. If you wrong, you wrong. If I would call and report if I had a personal vendetta against them. Like, you know what? Let me report this.
Would you?
I don't like you. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. If it's bad blood, it's bad blood. Then it's gonna go down. Right. Or I know they're going to use that money to further destruction in the community. Like, they got that money and they're going to sell more drugs in my neighborhood. I'm calling. I'm calling.
Oh, I'm going to call on that person because it affects us.
Exactly. So that's two instances I can think of off the top of my head where I'm going to call and I don't care.
Okay, so, Nick. Go ahead, Nick. Go ahead, your thought.
We've had people call and report others, and I was just telling them, listen, y'all think it's cute now. It's not going to be cute later because you're going to get caught. And I was telling people that, and they didn't believe me. And I used to have to tell them, listen, I work for the biggest company, the one that has one of the companies that has.
All right, don't get that much information out. I got to protect me. Look, I don't need no lawsuits.
No, I'm not.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not telling the company, but I was trying to tell them, listen. They're on top of this. Even back then, they were starting investigations then. And I was trying to tell people, y'all don't want to do that because you're going to get caught. And you're going to have to pay all that money back. And if you don't have it, you're going to jail.
Now, let me ask you this, Nick. On the other side, so what are you supposed to do if Amber called because she don't like them? Yep, I'm calling. Yeah. Oh, for real? Okay. Listen, she don't have a business and she applied for the PPP loan. And I'm just reporting her. So on the other side, as an employee of that company, what are you supposed to do? You heard me say supposed to do.
All the calls are recorded, so we have to let our supervisor know.
Okay.
And that you're working from home. So in the chat, you got to let your supervisor know what's up. Supervisor takes the call from there, and then it goes, the fraud. We have to let the fraud department. They called me the fraud sniffer because I was catching some of them before it even got that far. They used to call me the fraud sniffer because I would be on it.
So
because the calls are recorded, we can't just ignore and be like, okay, it was just somebody mad. The calls are recorded, and if we didn't get it to the next step, escalate to the next step, then that's our job. And
now,
baby, I wasn't losing
now,
my job
what if there was a case where somebody just made up something because they didn't like the individual and it was inaccurate? So is it the same process and then they investigate it?
They don't, and that's the thing. Once they do the investigation, if they find out that person got the money legitimately, we had a lot of that, there's nothing we can do on the person that reported it because, it's just a person calling report. There's nothing that we can do about that. The only thing that they could do is about the person they are reporting that actually had, got the money. Once they found out that they actually had a legitimate business, then they just said, don't worry about it, and they just went on about their business. Unfortunately, we couldn't do nothing about the Karens.
Okay.
So, but yeah.
But like my new neighbor, they just bought the house next door and they having a pool party. And I know they got that PPP loan, They bought it, and I wanted that house,
And the steps for that was we would have to ask them, do you know the name of their business? What is this person's name?
Okay.
And we would have to ask questions,
So you guys took the lead and then went on and investigated. Right. Okay, that's what I wanted to know. All right, let's get on this topic. Lovely people. Okay. Have Black professional women abandoned Black men? It's quiet. It's quiet in the church. Now here, let me say this. I got to do what I do. Right now, the statistics show that interracial relationships or dating is at 17%. And this is going to the direction where there's Black women dating white men. Now, we know, just like we get a brothers to flag. Y'all know we get a brothers to flag. Do not sit there and say you don't. Because you see him with some white chick, like Kanye said, and then what happened? You see that and you be like, oh, well, why he with the white girl? Why he with the white chick? And then, we talked to a few people, Nick, you've been rocking where we had Black men that be like, well, I don't have to worry about the argument. I don't have to worry about the fight. It's always rah, rah, rah. Black women are aggressive. Well, it's
until the white woman called the police on you and
then you dying, and you arrested, you locked up.
Yep.
Because remember, Officer Malik said once they put cuffs on you, you are arrested. Mm-hmm. And that's a problem that I got. Like, you gonna put these cuffs on me out here? Like, wait, what are we doing here? He said once they put them cuffs on you, you're arrested. So, Amber, I see your face. So now we have black women who are like, I'm done here. I tried to wait on you to get over your mommy issues or whatever happened to you when you were young. I'm a woman of a certain age, and I just don't have time to wait for you to heal to treat me the way that I want to be treated. So what's your thoughts? Have black professional women abandoned the black man?
That's a kind of a specific demographic.
That's what the topic is. It's for the demographic.
Right. But I would say overall, all black women have not abandoned black men. And from my perspective, I feel like this is another example of like gaslighting and goalpost moving, because I was able to pull a few statistics.
Go ahead.
Okay, so the interracial marriage rate for black women are 12%. And this is from 2014, 2015 Pew Center of Research.
Okay,
the interracial marriage for black men is 24%. So black men intermarry at a rate double of black women. Okay, and that was like 7 years ago. And then in this study, this huge gender gap in interracial marriage within the black community is nothing new, and it was going on since in the 1980s. So for the past 50 years, black men have married interracially at a rate double or more than double that of black women. So this is to me, it's just straight up gaslighting.
Okay, so if you look at the statistics of 2022, you're going to get my 17%.
Yes, of black women.
Interracial dating.
Right, that's dating.
Yeah,
right.
Dating, not marriage. Dating.
Right, that's not marriage.
Oh, let me put this out here for my family disown me. I am a product of interracial marriage. That was my great-grandparents. And so we was way, way back. But go ahead.
So, yeah, and it is trending differently. Like I said, you said professional. And I did acknowledge that this is all black women, not just professionals.
Okay.
Right. And I think that a part of divestment is just not caring.
Okay,
it's prioritizing yourself. You shouldn't be worried about why black man is with a non-black woman. That's his life, his business, and his choice. It don't impact you. And I feel like
do you think that it doesn't? Do you think that it doesn't impact you? Okay.
On a personal level, no, it shouldn't. What someone chooses to do with their life and who they choose to be with should not impact. And that's because I think, for the most part, black women are overly race loyal. Okay, black women are still the least likely to date or marry out, whereas black men are the most likely, only second to Asian women.
I agree with you on that. Let's get Nick real quick. What's your thoughts?
Black women are just doing what black professional men have been doing for a while. Because, the athletes will go and marry a white woman in a minute. So now, now they are dating a white woman in a minute. So now we're doing it. Now all of a sudden, it's a problem. Me personally, I'm not going to date nobody. No, I just can't. It's just me. I'm
personal preference.
I'm a product of racial migration. I ain't going to racial migration. My great grandfather is white. My grandmother, that's a whole different story. For a different show, but so I'm not gonna say I don't have an opinion either way, but for me, I'm not going that way. I'm not dating that way. Do I have?
You're not interested,
right? I'm not interested.
Now,
do I see some fine listen.
You see some fine white boys. They coming with it, though. They coming with it.
But for real, I be sitting there thinking like,
you see Tamar's dude?
Try?
You see Tamar's dude?
Yeah, I saw that.
But you know, what did you see? I saw Black Swag.
I want to, okay, so I'm just all about the women empowerment. And I wasn't really looking at him. I was looking at Tamar.
Okay.
And she just looked like she was glowing. She just looked happy, at peace. You know, I mean, good, you know, just radiant. I said, you go, girl. I'm happy for her.
She is happy. Now, wait. Now I want to get back into when you said that it doesn't affect you. Now, female, I'm looking for somebody, let's be real. You're looking for somebody who makes a certain amount of money. I don't want, and I'm not saying, don't take this out of context, people, that are, you know, I'm saying black men are bums, because that is not what I'm saying. But when you're dealing with or you see the black guy of a certain caliber, and you be like, okay, I would date him, and then you see he got a white chick, and you be like, so I look at you, be like, oh, okay, well, he's gone, but I'm attracted to a black man. So would you date somebody who made a significantly lower amount than you did?
No, I wouldn't.
Now, okay, wait. You answered it. Now that was, so no, you wouldn't. So when you deal with that person, so now you do all the other people that's like construction workers and they don't work in the winter and all that extra stuff. That blows my mind. I'm like, Instacart, maybe? Yeah, no, something. But so you're dealing with, okay, so you got your middle class. Let's go middle class to upper class. And then you look and they're taken. That wouldn't, you look, where do we find it? It makes, our numbers are shorter. You know, our range is like, okay, wait, now we down to like, and I'm just saying something, down to like 10. You had like 60, but this is the guy, and I done marked off, checked off everything, and this is the guy that I'm looking for, and we want him to be hardworking, we want him to be a provider, you know, we have all of that, and we don't want to take care of somebody. Now, that's number one on mine. I can't. Okay, that's number one. So then you have a guy, a white guy come, and you guys are just talking and you're friends, and he's treating you the way that you expect to be treated. Some women have never been treated right, you know what I mean, from anybody, so they just take it whatever. But you get this guy and you know how much he makes, and not that you're looking at him for his money, but it's nice to not have to dig in your purse. So you're like, oh, okay, I like this guy. What will my family think if I bring this white dude home? Are they going to be like, you know, let's be real.
No,
and then you get the backlash from the brothers to say, oh, you couldn't find a brother? No, they took and they'd already switched over. You know?
Years ago. And I would say a lot of black women, there shouldn't be no backlash because, as you mentioned, the black men have dated out and married out and procreated out well before black women. So more than likely, in a lot of black families, there's a lot of black men that got non-black women baby mamas and non-black women wives and biracial kids in corners and everything else. So there shouldn't be black women shouldn't be worried about familial backlash. And, you know, as far as the example you gave, Mel, like if you're like, okay, I don't want to date a man that makes less money than me, period. I want to date a man that has a criminal record because I don't have a criminal record and I don't want to deal with that. Okay, that's another chunk gone. Then you're like, I don't want to date a man that doesn't have any formal higher education because I have higher education and I want a man that has higher education as well. That's a whole nother chunk gone. And then you got what's left, a whole chunk of them don't even like black women. Their preference is a non-black woman. So if you have standards and you said, I want XYZ in a man, and more importantly than that, I know I can pull that, to me, I don't understand. The math ain't mathing. Like either you're gonna die single, and guess what? A lot of black men are very okay with black women dying alone, dying single. They low key wish that on you. Okay?
You think so?
You don't lower your standards. You don't want to lower your standards. You don't want to. You won't take a man that don't have an education. You're gonna die alone. I hope you die alone. But when you're like, actually, I'm just gonna go over here and I'm gonna entertain a man that come to me that meet my standards. Then, now it's the apocalypse and the sun's about to explode. When black men have been doing it for literally decades in this country. It makes no sense whatsoever. But do whatever. If you want to lower your standards, if you want to be with a man that you have to sit here and bend for, that's your business. If you want to be alone and choose to be single, that's your business. If you want to go and date non-black men, that's your business. Do what works for you. But the idea that the collective of black women have abandoned black men is gaslighting.
Okay. Nick? she just said it, didn't she?
We haven't abandoned them. I mean, they abandoned us a long time ago, the majority of them. But no, I mean, do you, sis? I ain't mad at you. They've been doing it forever. Period, point blank, in the conversation. They've been doing it forever. Don't worry about what they have to say. Don't, like you said, it's the end of the world. It's the end all be all. It's the apocalypse. But when the black women were fussing about it, or do fuss about it, those that still fuss about it, they got all kinds of smart stuff to say, and call you hating A, B, and all of that. I
what about?
Cuss, I'm gonna be nice.
You're gonna be nice. Good. What about this statement? Oh, okay. Master raped you. Now you just gonna voluntarily go get raped.
Well, they're bed bugs. They're broken bed bugs, and they volunteer to go be a bed bug.
Thank you. Boom.
So that's what they're volunteering for.
And Master Wife told you to come on in the room. You know what time it is.
Right.
Master ain't here right now, and I need
else.
Yeah. That's how you do that.
Right, and not only that, you have men. You can sit here and generalize different groups of men. Be like, okay, Asian men are known for this. White men are known for this. Hispanic men are known for this. And you got black men out here like, I'm well endowed. That's not even something that's merit based. You got it or you don't. You didn't even earn it.
So you associated the nationality with the penis size.
Well, isn't that the stereotype?
It is, because you do be like,
it's not even something you worked for. Like you got it or you didn't get it, and they don't all got it. And then you're like, well, this is what sets me apart from these other races of men. And it's not even merit.
Okay, so that sounds like the sex is what's most important.
Right, but they worried about us being bed wenches when they're bed bugs.
Sips tea, listening audience. Sips tea, like you got. Ow! That's why they love you, AmberDee. That's why they love you.
Like I said, truly, I'm so for black women doing what's best for them, and that's what I noticed. I know she struggled with some mental health issues and some trauma and stuff. So I hope
we're talking Tamar.
About Tamar.
Okay.
So I hope she's still on her journey and things are doing well. But the picture I said, oh, sis is glowing.
She looks so happy. Glowing. But look at this. So she was in different relationships. She got her heart broke. And yes, you can get your heart broke from any race. It seems like she keeps going, to the same type of individual. And that's where the difference is. So it's like, okay, yeah, they're black, but it's a controlling black. You know what I mean? So it's like you keep going to a controlling man. And that's where her issue. And I'm just on the outside looking in. I was like, she keeps getting these controlling men. And that's why she's sad. Well, but she has to be attracted. She got to be attracted to it at some point. Like,
for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, I like the type of guy that I like. I like a nice guy. I like a private guy. Do I get upset if they be like, okay, we kicking it and they don't tell nobody? Be like, well, why you ain't post me? Why ain't you say we went together? You know what I'm saying? You can't. So it's almost like, what do we want? What do we want? So if you like this type of person, I mean, if I hear something up, somebody downstairs, I don't want to be the one to go down there. Be like, I heard a noise. What's that? It's a spider. I don't want to be the one to kill it. Like, I can't deal with no sucker. You know what I mean? But I want you to treat me nice. Be the teddy bear for me and be the grizzly bear for everybody else.
Okay.
You understand what I mean? So it's like, what do we want though? Because we'll say one thing and this like, okay, well, this is what I'm attracted to and this is what I want. But then you don't like all the other stuff that go along with it. And then we leave them and then they go to the other side because they might accept him peeing on the toilet seat. I'm stuck on that. Like, I was like, wait, what? Like,
or down the bowl.
Girl. Listen.
I'm confused.
Yeah, I went to, that's good. I don't think you was on Me and Nigga. It was another show. I was like to me, pay me no mind, y'all. But yeah, that's disgusting to me. Like you need some, that's a deal breaker big time. Now you said, Amber, that, you want somebody that has higher education. I understand that. Nick, what's your view on that? Do they have to have higher education?
Now, yes. The older I get, yes. Please be educated. Match me. Go higher than me.
Or higher. Yep.
Or higher. Okay.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with it now. Please.
But you know what? And I'm not mad. Where mine, you can match me on other levels, but I don't need a degree to say, okay, we here. Because sometimes you got the people, they be having a bachelor's, you think they got a doctorate. And I'm looking like, and thinking they bomb. Listen, okay, well, I did this and I got a bachelor's degree.
You know what it is?
What is it?
We're talking averages. We're talking averages. You don't know. It's a case-by-case situation. But in general, not just in the
I got you.
But all races of people, your education level is typically linked to income. And that's it matters a lot to me. It matters a lot.
Not anymore. Not nowadays. And nowadays you can have a bachelor and working at McDonald's. So
right, not always, but
right,
in general,
because nowadays
advanced degrees.
Right nowadays, these jobs though want you to have at least a bachelor's degree. You got to have a bachelor's degree, but then when you go to get the job, they need you to have experience. Listen,
wait,
you can't get.
Let me
need the experience.
Let me tell you about my homeboy. Crazier than a mug, a lot of fun. Met him in college though. Work at an auto parts store. Okay, some women be like, "Oh no, I'm not dealing with him. That is my dog. I ain't lying. That's my cat." 6 figures. Where you have somebody else who is, Nick, I might have we might have to all go out.
Question though, is he in management?
Yes.
Here.
He's in. Listen, you could be the doggone janitor making 6 figures, okay? I don't even care. Because guess what I say? I ain't got to, look, if you the janitor, I know you ain't peeing on toilet seat.
Boom.
No, and I think that is just a way to feel. I also feel like as a person who has a child and I'm pushing my child for higher education, if I get with a man who's saying, "Oh, it doesn't matter," that's actively contradicting what I'm trying to teach my child. So that's another part of it. But yeah, I would say for the most part, it has to do with money.
Okay, here's a question for you, Amber. Ladies, are you guys saying that if a guy makes less money than you, but he works every day and he's a nice guy, no criminal record, y'all will not date him? That's the Amber, because let me tell you.
Okay, so
fix the car. Do what you do. Do your man stuff. Okay.
Okay, so to answer his question, for me, because it's like education, money, but then it also comes into attitude, and we've talked about this before, where you have a man who has a lot of money, who has the means, and he don't want to give it to you because he thinks you're unworthy or you don't deserve it, or he's just stingy. He's a stingy kind of man. So you're going to be better off. You're going to get more money out of a poorer man who thinks you're worth it, who's willing to spend money on you. But you can also have a poor man who is willing to spend money on you, but ain't got no money to spend on you. So it's like, am I making sense? sense right now? Am I making sense?
I understand your point.
You know what I'm saying? So it's desire and ability when it comes to funds. So you have to have the desire as well as the ability, because there's men that got the ability with no desire. There's men who got the desire but no ability.
Okay, I got to read this comment for the listening audience. I take it Amber has never heard of a trade.
A trade?
Mm-hmm.
In dating.
Listen. I thought you was just going to spaz out. I was like, she about to go.
Yeah,
That's why.
We need you to clarify.
No, I understand. I understand what he's saying. Kind of like a give and take type thing. So if he doesn't have a degree, but he's able to do, like the example that I was giving, like go fix the car, change the oil, and, the professional woman, she might have, her education. It kind of works together. And like the other comment was, that I read already that said, he's a nice guy, because you want a nice guy. Do they have to, if they make less money than you? Now, here's the thing. I want to be clear on my part, and then I'm going to let you ladies answer. Can he make less money? Yes. Significantly less money? I'm not interested at this age. Now, when I was 20, because even when I was married, I ain't lying to you. You know what I was interested in?
What?
How he looked.
Boom.
When I was married. Okay, boom. We reproduce. All right, we ain't going to be toe up. You know what I'm saying? I'm being flat out transparent. At this age now, and you look at, and Amber, you're younger, but if when you look at my age, you're looking at stability. And I ain't lying.
Right.
What kind of insurance do you have? That's what I'm looking at. Okay. Do you have, you got insurance?
401k, sir.
Okay. 401k, right. Are you paying into, like, do you have a savings? Listen, and I know that sounds real shady, but I need to know.
Right.
So here's the thing. If you have a savings prior to me, I know I'm going to be okay. If you don't have a savings, I know I am not. If you are a man of a particular age and you don't have a savings, we could be the coolest friends. Because here's the deal. If you are alone, you single with no savings, and you know what you can bring to the table as far as like us, we know what we can bring to the table. I'm looking at you like, okay, you don't save, you don't have a savings, and your savings don't even have to be in the bank, real talk. You might have it somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't have a savings and you're a man of a particular age, I'm not stepping into that. And the reason I'm not stepping into that is because it sounds like you're going to be asking me for something.
Okay.
And that's what I see. I'm like, oh, he paycheck to paycheck. He living paycheck to paycheck. That's not going to work for me, because guess what? When I'm ready to get up and travel, I'm ready to get up and travel. And I even heard, sit there and be like, oh yeah, she wanted to go. I said, well, whatever happened to you and so-and-so, because I got a lot of guy friends. It was like, yeah, she wanted to travel and I couldn't. I had to go to work. I was like, okay, well, let me see. That's 3 checks. Well, here's the deal. You have to determine where you are and what you want at your age. You know what I mean? What's important to you? I'm being honest. At this age, if you got to be like, tell me something. Here you go. Here's the lie to me. Here's the lie to me. Tell me you got to put in for a vacation. Don't tell me you got to wait 3 paychecks down the road because I got to pay this bill and then I'm going to see how much I have. Because listen, I'm not asking you to pay my way to the trip. I'm used to that though. That's what I'm accustomed to. I'm not dating down if you don't pay. I'll pay mine, you pay yours. But here's the thing. I'm not carrying the trip. And guys, when you approach women, the way you start is the way you finish. Because if you start one way and then you stop, we out. And then you want to say, oh, you a gold digger. Let me be real. Am I a gold digger? Psh, why wouldn't I be? If I know it's gold over here, let me go buy a shovel. Okay? I would be correct. I'm not going to lie to you and say, oh, okay, I'm not a gold digger. If you tell me gold's over there, gold's over there. Okay, give me my shovel. Now, here's the thing. Do I want to even tolerate this person even dig for their gold? And see, that's what you got to look at. Be like, oh, I can't even tolerate that person. I can't even sit down with him. Nope, bye. And guess what? I expect somebody that I'm dating to be the same way. Look at the same thing. Look for the same things. You know, instead of just like, oh, okay, I want her to do what? Have sex with? And then by a certain age, some of y'all stuff with y'all medication, it don't even work. So what do we do next? Can we at least travel? You know what I'm saying? Can we be good friends and travel and have a good time?
With a limp one.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, so let's put this comment. I'm going to put this comment up for the social.
Yeah, we've talked about this, and I have shared my beliefs on that already.
Oh, go ahead, share it for the show, please.
Yeah, I don't believe that marriage is just about love. I feel like historically, and just anthropologically, marriage has never been about love. It was always about resources and securing your legacy. Prior to the mass production of DNA tests, men had no way of knowing that a woman's child that she birthed is actually his heir. And that's why a woman's virtue and morality was so important prior to like the last 50 years or so. But historically, I feel like even biblically, yeah, God is supposed to be at the center and the forefront of your marriage. It's a covenant between three of y'all, you, your husband, and God. Okay. And it's about securing it's about your lineage. Okay. It's about teamwork and building. And it is in a business sense. Mm-hmm. And then love comes later. You learn to love your spouse. Arranged marriages were very common. In arranged marriage, you usually don't know your partner very well. You just met, or it's like a couple dates or whatever, and you're being recommended. Your family and their family are coming into an agreement like y'all would be a good pair. Y'all don't love each other. You don't even know each other. That don't mean that marriage can't work. And in countries where arranged marriages are still prevalent, they have actually longer and more successful marriages. A lot to do because women in those countries tend to have a lot less resources and ability to leave unhealthy marriages. Mm-hmm. But just approaching it with a different mindset. And then we were talking about modern times in America and with black women benefit the least from marriage because black women statistically tend to marry down. So then you're not getting alimony. You're not getting a check. The demographic with the lowest income in this country is worried about gold diggers. Where's the gold to dig? Where is the gold? Okay, I'm out earning you. How am I a gold digger? That makes no sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. So I'm
going to you because I got questions for you, Nick. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I just need her to repeat that one more time. When you enter into a marriage, it's between the three of you. God, then husband and wife. Not God, husband, wife. Or no, I ain't even put it because obviously some people don't do that. Not husband, wife, mama, friends.
I completely agree.
What? Let's
Wait. Remember what I told you? I said, listen, they be like, if you date a guy, if they treat their mother well, they're going to treat you well. What did I tell y'all? What did I tell you?
Life.
No. I believe it's true, but watch this. You don't get your turn until their mother is gone.
Boom. There you go.
Well, I don't know.
Girl.
I'm not gonna speak on it.
When is my turn? Oh, you treat her like gold. I love it. But when is my turn? As long as she there, baby, you second. Get on the back burner, okay?
What kills me with that one is if mama claim that they go to church and they in the church and this and that in the Bible it said when a man marries a woman,
cleave to his wife, yeah.
Cleave to his wife.
That's right.
But yet still you study, you can come home. Stay out.
Oh.
And I hope you watch it.
Well, on that note.
Hey, this live TV. Like, I ain't added none of this. Hey, listen, you know what? Let me say this to the comments. Don't worry about your last one. I love the questions that you have. Let's see. Daryl said, if you are in a long relationship with a guy or your husband, he gets injured on the job where he cannot work, where his money changed, does that change how you feel about him? Absolutely not.
No,
absolutely not.
Sir.
I got you.
I'll answer that one. No, it does not change how you feel about that man if he gets hurt on the job or if he gets laid off. Your job, especially if y'all been in that relationship or marriage, then that's when you take over and that's where you show you have his back.
If he get hurt at the pool hall or the cigar bar, that's different.
But anyway, that does not change how you feel about our men if they get hurt or if they get laid off. That's where that's when you're supposed to kick in. Come together, you're supposed to chip in. You're supposed to have his back. But
that's the for better or for worse.
That don't have mine.
That's
in the first place.
Hello.
Now see that right there. Now watch this. Dating somebody is very different. And I'm going to be flat out honest. Depending on the relationship or how we get along, if I'm dating you, determines if I have your back. Dating. If I'm married to you, I signed up for this. 110%, I'm there. Yeah. If you get sick, I'm there. I don't expect, and see, I am that person. I'm married, and if my husband, if I'm married again, and my husband gets sick, I'm there. I'm there. And it's sad to say because you got the people that be working certain places, and they be looking at extra stuff. No, I got them.
Well, but you know what?
Go ahead.
As far as his question goes, as you pointed out, Mel, and that's something, it's a pet peeve of mine, especially when it comes to black women. Stop conflating a long-term relationship with marriage because it's not the same thing.
No,
and a lot of these men out here want to get husband benefits because they're in a long-term relationship. That ain't your wife.
But you know what? Women do it too. My husband. That ain't your husband. Y'all ain't said I do it for the God. But that's do all that and this and that.
But here's the problem with that, Nick. The mindset. Because if you ain't my husband, guess what? Boom. If we ain't even talked about getting married and God forbid if I pass the next day, I told my mother, don't be putting in their fiance because we went together. Because you ain't know nothing about it. Nope. You ain't even got to say their name. There's benefits. Not that you want to be in the obituary, but still, don't put no fiance if I ain't said nothing about we getting married. Like, get out of here. Yeah. Good friend, call it what it is. And Amber, to your point, 100. I'm 110% behind you because yes, you have people who are acting like you're married. You're doing all the married things with your boyfriend.
Hello.
And then you get an attitude with another chick when he down there knocking off Keisha.
And and I feel like that is one of the in my observation, that is one of the biggest okie dokes black women fall for. I don't care if y'all been together for 10 years. In a lot of states, common law marriage don't apply. That's a state-to-state law.
Not anymore. A lot of places they don't
look at it. They don't even recognize it.
Nope, not anymore.
So you falling for the okie doke, boo boo. That's not don't sit here and give no man husband benefits, and whatever those benefits are is based on that woman and your judgment and your life and what you want and all that stuff. But don't give no man you're entertaining your husband benefits that's supposed to be reserved for your husband to a man that's not your husband.
Yeah, then where's the difference?
And signed up,
you know what I mean?
For a license for it, and then stood in front of God, the judge, the preacher, whoever, and said, "I do." That's where
there she go, Amber.
What?
Mm-hmm.
No. Oh my gosh.
Be killing me. And then they be
Nick on it.
In their feelings. And this is the thing, especially with black women. You opening up your womb. Black women have the highest maternal mortality rate. And it's literally 2 to 3 times higher than white women. You putting your life
on the line. Mm-hmm.
Over a man that won't put a ring on your finger. Whew.
Girl, won't he buy a ring pop? Can I give me a cherry ring pop?
Okay, and it costs, Now this is old, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Like $50. It's $50 to go to Justice of the Peace and be legally married.
Is it?
Playing. It's like it might be went up to $75.
Okay.
It's less than $100. It's less than $100 to become legally married, and you doing all this for a man that will probably got all kinds of excuses and reasons and logics and affidavits and
all that go along with it.
Can't marry you.
No, wait.
And I got one for you though. On top of that, y'all been together 10, 20 years. You get your husband benefits, wife benefits, and everything. As far as, but when one of y'all die, the money ain't going to you. The money going to the mama if she's still alive.
Yep.
The money going to the kids.
Yep.
Or they go, oh, you was there, you been down 10 toes for my dad, or 10 toes for my son, or vice versa, my daughter.
Are you speaking about marriage?
No, I'm talking about the benefits.
Just dating. Okay. Okay.
Saying that you saying that the benefits of being, having
but
a
watch
boyfriend
this.
And nah, because when they die,
Watch
no matter
this.
how long you've been with them or what they
Nick.
if they have any benefits, it ain't going to you.
Listen. And why not? And I'm going to tell you this. Why not when you the one paying for the funeral? Because he ain't got insurance.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. If he had insurance, though.
Now then, Brian, a new topic.
If he had insurance, though.
And that's
It ain't
crazy?
going to you.
You the girlfriend, you paying for the service, and then the mama want to control it.
Listen.
Yeah, see,
exactly. But see, and that's why
and this goes back to the
that's why
goal.
you should get married.
This goes back to the goal, the alleged being a gold digger.
Okay.
Until them papers say otherwise, I'm stepping in. I'm quiet now, but until the papers say otherwise,
Okay.
I'm stepping in.
Okay.
El Diablo is coming to town.
Okay. Okay then. All right, Diablo. Okay.
Like for real.
But when you look at it, and let's go back. Wait. I'm about to. Let me put this on here. Look, I got to keep it right on there, but like mute. Okay, we got it. But back on the actual topic.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like these are the reasons.
Yeah, there's reasons. And a lot of, and just like, men will say, well, I don't
Have
think
black professional
anymore.
women abandoned black men. If you want in on this conversation, feel free to do so. The phone number here is 619-902-2287, 619-902-2287. And it's going across the banner at the bottom.
I think the issue is when black women, and it's a small minority,
Okay.
of black women start saying the same thing black men are saying. Like when you said, I feel like back in the 90s, like for example, Adele's relationship, which has, got some news coverage. Back in the 90s, black women...
You talking about the singer? The singer Adele?
The singer Adele. The British, I think she's
Yeah,
British,
okay.
UK.
Uh-huh.
I feel like in the 90s, black would have been like, another good one gone. Damn, she stole another black man from us.
And that's how it was. Stole.
Right, she got stolen. And nowadays, it's like, good luck, boo-boo. I know your next album is about to be fire because you're about to get your heart broken. Good luck. Right?
You know who else used to sing good songs like that? Mary. She put out hits when she was hurt.
Yeah, exactly. And so I feel like the energy has changed. And like when you were saying back in the day, black women like, well, I don't date black women because they're argumentative, there's drama, there's conflict, da-da-da-da. And so now black women are saying, okay, well, I'm dating other men because I don't want to sit here and go 50-50. I don't want to sit here and have to argue with my partner. I want to go on proper dates. You know what I'm saying? I can avoid all of this, that, and the other. And so I choose to stop dating black men. Now, with the shoes on the other foot, it's a problem when black women are saying the exact same thing black men have been saying about black women.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the truth. Yeah. Because we don't want to be arguing. And here's what's interesting. Most of the arguments are usually about money.
And money, and if you look at the divorce statistics, money is the number one cause of divorce, and women, 70% of divorces are initiated by women. Money matters. And so instead of acknowledging that, it's like, you're a gold digger, you're shallow, you're going to be alone. No, money matters to romantic relationships. It matters in marriage. It matters.
That's because it boils down to stability. Dude. It's stability. We want security and stability.
Exactly. And one thing I wanted to touch on really quickly, when you said you were younger and you were just basing it on books, I feel like because men are visual, all men of all races are visual creatures. Most men don't care about a woman's education, her income, all that. A lot, especially like these Kevin Samuelites, they'll talk about that. Your education don't matter. Da da da. It's all about your appearance. So when I see women focusing on a man's appearance, and that's the only barometer she's using to for a partner, I think that's very masculine in energy. That woman is having a masculine perspective in dating, like, well, what they look like. You know, I don't really need them for nothing else, but what that thing do, right? So I feel like that is a very masculine mindset for a woman to have, because traditionally women are focused on security, right?
Well,
and
that's because we were groomed that the male is the provider.
Exactly. And in the same token...
But watch this. Watch this. And I'm sure that they were groomed that the female is the homemaker.
Right.
And we're like, we want out. Right. We out in the professional world. No, we do this. And then it's like, okay, well, if nobody is playing their role, then that's when you get the butt ahead. Yeah.
And so on the flip side of that, of women, young women, approaching dating with a masculine mindset of only what he looks like matters, because that's traditionally what men do. Men who are like, well, what can you offer me? What do you bring to the table? That's a feminine mindset, because a woman is historically preoccupied with security and what their potential partner can bring to them. So men who are talking about 50-50 and what you bring to the table, to me, that is a feminine mind.
That's a roommate.
A feminine perspective.
That's a roommate.
Exactly. It's a roommate. And women, because we are biologically different and we're the ones bearing and producing and nursing children, we have to prioritize security and what your partner is bringing to you. So when men are doing it, I'm like, you sound like a woman. That's what women are.
That's a turn off.
It is a turn off.
That's a turn off. And if you ask me, talk about what do I bring to the table? If you say that off top to me, because groomed that the man is the provider, I'm looking like, oh, that means you don't like to work. You might call off. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might call off for, like, I don't know what, to go kick it? You know, those are things that I look at. And if you ask me that, what do you bring to the table? I'm going to tell you, a fork. I'll bring the fork. You ain't got to worry about that. But to ask somebody that's foul. Or to ask me how much I make. Boom.
And okay.
So that's, you got a plan for me. See, that's what I look like.
Okay, so, and as a woman, when we're talking about like education level, and I was talking about how it's related to income, I do think it's rude to discuss income. But
I do too.
There's different barometers. Like, there's ways you can kind of get an idea of like how much the man is, or how he's dressed, what he's wearing, his education, where he work at. And a lot of men, the usual type of men I'm entertaining, they'll tell you straight up. I'm like, thank you, because I don't feel like trying to beat around the bush and investigate and become Inspector Gadget to figure out what your bank account is like.
But you know what? So that's that question of, so what do you do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know what? And I see at the beginning, like a first date, I wouldn't ask, what do you do?
For a living?
I wouldn't ask that on the first date. I trust and believe, I probably already know, because you know me. I'm going to do my research. I'll be like,
okay.
Type you in, make sure ain't no criminal background. Like, let me make sure I ain't sitting with the killer. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do that. But to ask somebody, you know, you can have a conversation, but you can gain that information just out of a conversation.
Right.
But if I like the funness and you make me smile, There you go. The first date, I just think like, okay, let's get to, you're collecting data, you know what I mean? But the first date, so if I say, so what do you do? Or if somebody asks me, so what do I do? I'm out. Let me tell you why. Because that means you're not that interested in me. You should have did your homework before this date. That's just me. If you're asking me, if you're going to ask me out, and it's not that same day, I think that you should have did your homework and look around and be like, okay, well, so you kind of have something. You got some information about me to be like, oh, okay, well, that's why I asked you out. And then once you get to know the person, just talking and having a good time, being present in that moment, then it's not all serious. Because if that's the case, you could come and be like, yeah, how you doing? So what do you do? Waiting to get married again? You know what I mean? Oh, deuces. Because you know I do.
I think definitely should have like some conversations before you go on a date and know the basics. I would consider what you do for a living as basic information before I even go out on a date with somebody, like if they got kids or not. You know what I'm saying? But just like with financial literacy.
Now that's important. That's important.
That's something you have to observe over time. It takes time to figure out how somebody handles their money. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can get impressions, but impressions can be wrong.
So, next question. Does it matter the amount of children that a man has, a black man has?
Any man of any color, and yes, because those are financial burdens.
We're going to stay on the topic. Black men.
Okay. I'm sorry.
That's what we're talking about.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead, Nick.
Please be honest and upfront about all of your children. Don't just say you have one or two and then later on down the line you find out there's 5, 6, 7, 3, 4. Like, yeah. Please be honest. Like, for real. Like, don't let me find out later on that you got more kids than you claiming. And because, yeah, that's just, yeah, please.
That's trifling.
Look, because guess what? Guess where all your money is going?
Give her the mic. Give her the mic. She talking to somebody.
Just where all your money is going, and then afterwards, like, and then afterwards, you know, it's already too late, and then we having to fight about the man. Please tell everything.
Okay, so age.
Kids don't hide kids.
So age. Hey, that matters.
Yes. Oh, age definitely.
Age matters. Like if they're minors, that's really important because then you look at the bigger picture. Like, do I want to do this again? You know what I mean? Especially if you're a mother,
they get used
or
once they get older, they're resistant from day one, and you just want to.
Okay, so not even having children, is that something? You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you don't have any children and you're dating somebody who has minors, you be like, okay, wait, now you're an instant stepmom. Is that what you want for your life at this age? You know what I'm saying? That's a lot.
Listen, I'm instant stepmom twice.
Okay.
First and second marriage. With the first marriage I helped raise my stepson. Didn't know my stepdaughter until she got grown and started coming around.
Okay.
But that don't mean I love her any less.
Okay, you still communicate with him?
My stepson, that's my dude.
Okay.
It's still. Do
you still communicate with them?
I don't see him as much, but through Facebook, yeah. But yeah, like even with me and his mom used to butt heads when we were younger. She tells everybody now, this one right here. Okay. She took care of my son, and I appreciate her for that, and that's why we start getting along. And she tell everybody, my son to tell everybody that he has 2 moms.
This takes me to my second question. When you are the stepmom, when you split or when you divorce, do you divorce the children?
No.
Well, clearly you answered that one. Go ahead, Amber.
I think oftentimes you do, and that's because a lot of times, even if you're not the biological parent, and this is what I've heard from men, they'll use the kids as pawns. And say, well, you're not even his biological dad or whatever, So it just gets really ugly. And I would say as far as dating, like you said, age matters. Not just if they're minor, but for me personally, how old the child is. Like if he's like, oh, I have a child and they're 1.
That's a minor.
Like,
that's
the woman you impregnate, her genitalia is still healing.
Well, yeah.
And now you out in the streets trying to collect a new woman? Yeah, I think that's disgusting. I find it, because I've had many men approach me and they're like, yeah, I have a son. He's 2. Sir, what? No. They're too young. And then, like,
my first husband, his son was 1, because his son and his daughter.
Okay. All right, we don't need his personal business like that. Yeah, don't put all about this, put all the details.
Right.
We gotta be careful.
But for me personally, a child my own kid's age, in the same age range as my own kids, is probably ideal, or no kids. And even that's kind of dodgy, because a lot of people had experiences where they're dating someone who doesn't have children, and they're not as good because they're inexperienced, or they feel like they're harsher, or they criticize their child more harshly, maybe because they never have their own children. So I think it's one of those very touchy things. Like, it's very situation based.
Okay, go ahead, Amber. You want to read the comment?
So Daryl Jones from Facebook says, so ladies, do you talk with a guy first on the phone before you decide to sit across the dinner table with them? Yes, multiple conversations, actually, not just one. Okay.
And what about those sites? Killer. What's those? Yeah, you heard me say you don't want to be sitting across from the killer.
Yeah.
What's those sites, like the
dating sites?
Yeah.
There's a.
But those, like, do you talk on the phone to that person first, yes, or? Okay. So what if you have? I've noticed too. Did you see that? Did you see the stats on professional women? And well, let me stay to the topic. Black professional women, like I got you, that will be on a dating site versus just going out and finding somebody. Why do you think that is? That more,
Time management, and it's efficient, and I think because we're trending more and more to a digital age, you're gonna filter out more men faster, because there's men who aren't even dating, there's men who aren't even single, but on a site it's for single men who are looking for a connection. What type of connection? We don't know that, but it just accelerates things, and so it's more efficient.
Do you think?
Them sites don't all be single.
Wait. So did you ever use one of those? I'm sorry to get personal, but have you ever made a profile? Have you, Nick? Now, see, when you say time, Amber, don't you gotta go through a whole bunch of questions and filling out? It's like filling out an application, isn't it?
Right. But here's the thing, though. You're filling out an application, but then you're looking at people who also filled out applications. So more than likely, your key questions: you got kids? How many? What's your relationships? Are you married, separated, or divorced, or widowed, never married? All those things you already know before you even decide to have a conversation with that person.
They be lying.
Well, you would hope that. You would hope so. Okay.
They'll lie to your face too.
Exactly. So they just lie.
Okay. I was just wondering about that, and I guess you can get all the answers that you wanted to know, for your questions on those sites. Now, we talked about the children, and, he may have children. I think that more professional Black females with minors don't want to deal, dating somebody with a minor child, don't want to deal with the, air quotes, listening audience, baby mama drama.
It's legitimate.
And here you are at work, and then somebody's coming up to your job. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh, wait, this is too much. And then you are connected to that child and whoever that child is with.
Yeah, listen, the baby mama drama is, I can't tolerate it. Because, baby, been there, done that. That's why the third time around, I was like, please tell me you don't have no kids. I don't want to be bothered. If you do, I can't do that.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Because some of these baby mamas is bitter as I don't know what. See, I done got too old to be fighting now.
No, bind the devil, loose here, Satan, and the comments that was made here is not the comments of everybody. They just on why I got the you ain't about to take me down. Like the comments. Listen.
That's why I don't want to deal with baby mama drama.
Okay.
For conflict.
Look, I gotta mute both of them. The comments made here on Shop Talk with Mel of the co-hosts are just that. They're comments. That is not the thoughts of the staff or myself on Shop Talk with Mel. I just want to be clear. We are a people that are against violence. Okay? So non-violent. Thank you. And look, I'm like, you ain't about, look, I done built this brand up. You ain't about to come in here on a 2-hour show and tear it down. Now, that ain't gonna happen. Amber, there's a question for you.
Okay, so Daryl Jones from Facebook said, Amber, would you go to a single bar or would you feel some type of way? I'm not really into bar scenes in general, and I would feel weird going by myself. I would feel like that's more of an unsafe environment for me. Yeah, it sounds, I've never been to, I feel like that's something that's kind of like dated, and I don't care about.
Is that dated? So you don't go meet people at a bar anymore?
I go to bars. I go to bars with my friends because some of my friends like bars, but I like to go to nightclubs.
So
I like to dance.
So where is the most ideal place to go for, to meet a guy, to go for to go for a good time and to actually meet a guy? What do you guys do in your generation?
I don't know. I'm online. I feel like, a lot of people talk about sliding into your DMs. Things like I feel like romantically, that just makes the most sense. Also, you can gather so much information about a person based on their Facebook page and their Instagram account, things like that. It's a great data source. And again, it skips all that stuff that you're trying to avoid. Before you even are willing to have a conversation, you done got all the critical questions answered. But I don't go out with the intention of meeting a man. Like, I go out to have a good time.
Okay, that's all right. So her intent when she goes to the club is just to have a good time. If you meet somebody, then you just happen to meet somebody. Now, you said you could gain a lot from their Facebook page or their social media pages. See, I disagree with that because you take pictures of what looks best. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So let me tell you something. Quick story. Somebody I know, they met somebody on Facebook. They were taking nice shots, boom, boom. They know how to angle that camera the right way. And when they saw the person, when they traveled to meet them, they weren't pleased. So she knocks on the door and he slams the door, and she travels several states. And go ahead. and surprise, she's here because you planned for it. But now you just shut the door in her face. She done drove 4 or 5 hours. Because she did not look the way that he thought that she would look. And black couple.
That's catfishing.
Is it really, though?
It's called kittenfish. So catfish is you're on a whole different person's face in pictures. Kittenfish is where you are substantially altering photos of yourself. So it is you, but they're so substantially altered that it's disingenuous. So people usually do that by posting super old photos, like greater than 10 years old, or have
I'm kidding, fishes.
super heavy makeup, like you said, with the lighting, the camera angles, all that stuff. I think it was still rude to slam the door in her face, but that's why if you are connecting with someone remotely, I would highly suggest a video chat because it's a lot harder to hide things in a video chat. I think when I first started online dating after I became a widow, a man asked me for a full body photo and I was so offended.
Why though?
Exactly. I caught game real quickly and I started asking men for full, and usually when they don't have one posted, I'm like, he's probably a chubster, but he's chubby, right? So, but because guess what? Looks do matter, just like money matters. Looks matter too, and there's nothing wrong with saying like, I want to make sure I'm physically attracted to you, so you should take the time to have a nice full body photo posted already. But Yeah.
So
it happens a lot.
So watch this. Everything checks out. Financially, he's good. You know, he's making the same or more than what you're making. Values, morals, everything checks out. And then he's a chubster. Because that happens.
It does.
As a professional black woman, everything, all the boxes checked. But he's a chubster. He ate the purple gumball off of Willy Wonka and floated away. So, then what? Do you put him in friend zone if you are not physically attracted to him?
It would, if he's like, I want to say, if he's like 30, 40 pounds overweight, I mean to say 50 pounds, it's cool. I can work with him. But if he's like 100, 200 pounds over, no. Just
like Nutty Professor, you ain't doing it?
No, absolutely not.
Been there, done that, and I was pissed.
So wait. So did you settle, Nick? Nick, did you? I can't even talk. Did you settle? And the reason I'm bringing that up is because wait. What? No, I'm just asking. Look, okay, you ain't settled because you know sometimes you'll be like, okay, this is outside of what I usually date, and I'm gonna go ahead and give you a chance, and then they forget that you Beauty and they the Beast. Like
on Facebook, met him, kind of, you know.
Okay.
Kind of okay. The pictures I saw on Facebook, we talking. We decided to meet one day. We met in the parking lot of McDonald's because I was like, you know. Met him. He got his car, and I was like, then he come and sat in the passenger side of the bar, like you said, 300 pounds overweight. Talked for, you know, in the car for a minute. He's like, can I get a kiss? And I don't kiss on the first date. Like, no.
No dates, huh?
I was like, I don't hug on the first date neither. I'm going to call you later. Okay, call me later. Man, as soon as he got out my car.
Oh, he got in the car! He got in the car?
As soon as he got out of my car and got back in his, I went on my bed, about my way, and blocked.
Now, I'm about to Kevin Samuels, you guys. So, you have what you don't like and are unattracted to. Sure. But then, if you're overweight, not as much as they are, is it fair for that black man to say, well, you know, I look past your flaws. I felt that you were a little overweight, but I gave you a shot. Is that okay?
That's his choice. And we all make choices, and we all have the right to have our own boundaries. You may not make someone else's cut. And they may think, and this is how a lot of them think, that they're doing you a favor because they think they are the prize. So, yeah, that's fine. Then we're not compatible in deuces. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. And when people be so pressed about, well, you're going to end up alone, and if you don't lower your standards, well, then let them end up alone.
Go ahead. You ain't about to threaten nobody, right?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
I was answering your question. For me, though, ma'am, on my Facebook, and anybody that looks at my Facebook can see what I look like. I got just facial pictures.
And you have body shots.
I got body shots. That's the difference. So if you ain't interested, keep on rolling. We ain't got to talk. But if you check in my Facebook, you see what I look like. You see I'm a little bit chubby.
The angles.
So, like, I got the angles, I got the front, I got the whole thing. So you can see if I'm a little bit chubby.
So,
let me tell you something.
Okay.
Baby, this chubby girl, listen, ain't had no problem. But if that's not what you into, you can see what I look like, and you can keep right on scrolling.
Now, I've noticed that.
And then I finally see, and that's not what I want.
But I noticed that that's what happens when people get rejected.
Exactly.
And if they get rejected, then they want to tell you what's wrong with you. Oh, okay. Oh, I wish I had known. And just like AmberDee was saying, that sometimes they feel as though that they're the prize. And that may not be it. That may not be it.
I'm sure if people think they're the prize, then they're the prize. You're not the prize I want. Okay?
Hey, do you remember that time?
You're not what I want. Yeah.
Do you remember that time that guy Fly. All the boxes checked, because I'm guilty. All the boxes checked, no lie. And they were like, oh, where you at? Boom, I'm just talking. Oh, okay, well, meet me over here in the truck. Okay. So I'm like, it was the Cadillac truck. I don't know cars all like that. All was well. He gets out. I was like, oh, okay, gets out. No, my car here, truck up. When he get out, this is what happened. This is my face. Listen.
Are you sure you're not having the same experience I had?
Listen. About 5'3". I said, and you getting out the bed. I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't know you was about to jump. Listen. I was like, oh my goodness. So I'm talking, hey, pa. Guess what? He was like, oh, you busy? You want to go? Oh, I'm busy. My schedule's real busy. That's it. Like, so how do they win? And Dayton, you know what I mean? So and the moral of the story is, as far as for this particular segment, is we are rejecting the ones that do check the boxes that we like because of outer appearance. So are we abandoning the black man?
Wait a minute, though. But let me add to that.
Go ahead.
Same exact situation. I met him on what's the other one? MySpace.
MySpace still up. Go ahead.
No, this was back then.
Okay.
Right before Facebook started.
Okay.
Like you said, everything checked. Fine. Had Escalade truck. Everything.
That's it.
Fine. Came to my apartment complex. Had his boys in the car. Made them get in the back seat. Got in there, sitting there talking. Still didn't pay attention to the height. Got out. He got out to walk me to the door. Me and homie was the same size. I was like, you looking eye to eye.
Oh, well, that's good. Eye to eye's okay. But not like you chest high.
I'm 5'3". Well, which meant he was 5'3".
Oh, so you're more attracted to a taller guy.
Yeah.
You want to look up. You want to look up to your man. You want to look up to your man.
I kind of like let that go.
Listen, you want to look up. You want to look up to your man.
To a certain extent, yeah. Look up.
Which is pretty much what Amber was saying.
Right.
So, and watch this. Wait, but her thing is this. Her thing is this. So if you need to make a certain amount of money, where some of the people, and I got some texts on here where guys feel like, well, what is she, money hungry? You want to look up to your man. No, that's not being money hungry. But if you make more money and you have that testosterone and not feminine ways, like she said, feminine tendencies, you want to look up, you want to feel like he's a provider, he's a protector. You know what I mean? So you figure at 5'3", both of y'all 5'3", y'all both be like up back to back, like we got to do this. It's a fight.
Exactly.
But I was going to say they post that on dating sites. Is again one of those critical pieces of information is right there, and that you can look at that before you even decide to swipe left or swipe right. So there is no surprises. It's like, oh, he's 5'9". That's a little short, but it's borderline. I can work with it. You know what I'm saying? Versus like, you just like, oh, it was so cute. And I was looking forward to meeting him. And then he was 5'1". You know what I'm saying? Like, you can skip all that with the resume. When people take the time to put out the most critical things that most people want to know about. And then you decide if you want to start to talk to them and get to know them.
Okay. Well, you know, Blair Nash does, he does connections. So, kind of like, you know how they had that show with the Millionaire Matchmaker?
Okay.
Well, Blair Nash, the one that spoke at the Battle of the Sexes, he does that. Like, so you give what you want, and then he'll connect you with somebody that's similar. Or, you know, someone that you may be interested in. Now, I want to flip it over and give you this scenario. And look, I'm like, where was I at with that? Where was I at with that? With that, it'll come back. Because I totally lost it when I was sitting there thinking and she was talking still. With that, so we talked about the a guy being too short. And so we got all of those critiques out. Now let's talk about the boy mama's boys. Is that a deal breaker?
Not for me personally.
Okay. And why not?
I feel like it's something you can work through. I feel like it's a detriment, but it can be something that possibly can be overcome. But those are based on my own personal experiences.
Okay. And Nick, to the listening audience, is shaking her head no. So you're not down with the mama's boys. Is that just from one experience or like...
Yeah, this last experience, it's a deal breaker for me from now on.
Okay. Go ahead, Amber.
And that's, it's hard. It's kind of hard because my brother was the mama's boy, but he takes care of business. So it depends on the mama and the upbringing.
But see, that's where I have an issue.
Yeah.
When you say it depends on the mama, well, your relationship is not with her. It's up to that guy.
Exactly.
Impacted.
Wait. We can't overtalk each other. Go ahead, Amber. What did you say?
So, but it greatly impacts it. And that's why, again, with like the arranged marriages and stuff, people don't diminish how much negative impact your in-laws can have on your relationship and on you if y'all are not cohesive. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not one big happy family. It's going to be a lot of conflict. And then the other thing I want to mention was what Nick said, and not after this experience, I feel like a great criticism I hear of Black women is that, oh, you're projecting and you're not healed. No, you're learning. You're learning from your experiences. So when I have to view you through my past history and say, I went through this and I ain't going through that again. Well, you're bitter and you're still hurt. No. You learned. You learned
exactly.
something.
And that burns me up for somebody to say, you bitter, you hurt, you this, you that. Well, I said, I'm not you. We're two different people. I'm dealing with it the way I deal with it. I'm not dealing with it the way you deal with it. And that's how I feel right now. Don't discredit how I feel. Please don't. Please don't, because that'll cause an argument between me and you. Don't discredit how I feel. No, I'm not bitter. I just know what I'm going to tolerate and what I'm not going to tolerate with each marriage. This is what I'll tolerate. This is not what I'm not going to tolerate a lot of stuff. So going forward, yeah. So if that means I'm going to die alone, guess what? I'm going to die happy.
With your dog.
With my dogs until they leave.
Well, let me say this, as I always say. You do know cuddling boosts your immune system.
Yes, we do.
There's that Mel's medical moment right there. So, not saying you got to be with anybody, but that's it. Okay, I got my point back. Here's the scenario. He makes more money than you. Takes you in, you guys are there, boom, here you go. And then builds you up, okay? Encourages you. Now you make more money than him. Do you leave or do you stay?
You stay.
Okay.
I stayed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. In most cases, Black women don't stay. In most cases, and listen, I'm going to tell you, in most cases, Black women don't stay. Now here's the deal. You may have, I got to be fair. You may have looked at him as the savior. Oh, he's the provider. He did this. He helped me do A, B, C, and D. And now you're in a different area. So you're looking at different people, a different environment. So it's like, okay, and now you're attracted to the same thing that you were attracted to when you met him. Somebody who makes more than you.
Okay.
Okay, you see where I'm going? And a provider, and oh, look, I'm in a different realm. But he's still there. And he feels as though, oh, okay, well, I helped you. And we were together. I thought this was going to be forever. And now I don't make as much money as the people in your new job or as you. And now you're looking down on me. So his self-esteem is shot. I.e., the reverse role of, what is it called? Where Angela Bassett set the place on fire, the office. Remember she built him up? What was that? Waiting to Exhale?
Okay.
where it's like, okay, you have black women who build black men up. They get to where they're going, and then they leave for a white woman.
Right. So I wonder if it's more of just a human nature thing, and that's why you shouldn't build anybody up. Y'all should come to each other built, because definitely that's something that black women have complained about for many years, building up a black man, then he gets on and leaves her. And so now, just like with the other things I was talking, now it's just black women are doing the same thing. Black women are giving black men the same energy.
Which is really interesting, because when it came to me, it was like, oh yeah, professional black women. That's why I had the show. I can't find a professional black woman, because once they become professional, they don't know us no more. That's what I got. But here, listen, that's why I said that movie, Waiting to Exhale. Okay, and we see that all the time. It's like, okay, I helped you start your business. You get, on the ground floor. We got here. Now you want to leave me for a white woman. Well, now black women are doing the same thing. And is it a problem because it's being done to them? Almost like, okay, a woman can deal with your cheating, but you can't deal with a female cheating.
Hello?
Boom, boom, boom.
Whoop, whoop.
But we're expected to deal with it. Yeah.
Right. And that's, some people in that demographic will sit here and be like, well, because women are built different. And when a woman cheats, it's totally different than when a man cheats. And da-da-da-da-da.
It's cheating is cheating is cheating. I don't care who does it. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. If you are in a relationship or a marriage, don't do it. But especially a marriage, don't do it. Period. If you feel you need to step out, that's when that conversation needs to be had between the two. Yeah. In part ways.
Or get therapy, get counseling.
Yeah, counseling.
But don't step out and then they'll be like, well, I couldn't talk to her. Did you try? It's weak. It's just weak. I mean, all I hear is, I'm sorry, like when we talk about the feminine mindset, like you just sound weak and feminine. But
okay.
You come with excuses.
Okay, Amber, you want to read the comment?
So Pat Rudolph of YouTube said, not bitter, seeking better.
Thank you, Mama.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's all it is in a nutshell. You're not bitter about nothing. You're seeking better. Like, you don't want to keep going through the same thing that you've been going through, and like you don't want to keep letting history repeat itself. Like that vicious cycle. You don't want to keep going through that same thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Go ahead, Amber. You want to read that comment?
Sure. So Ronald Shad of YouTube said it is relative based on age, being built versus building up.
Okay. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, and it's actually fun. I have an example of this.
Okay.
So I have a very young relative. She's about to become a college student, and she has a little boyfriend. And I'm like, I'm sure he's great. Sure, he's wonderful, but they're not on the same level intellectually. And I said, boo, baby, sweet cakes. You're about to go to college. You're going to be a freshman. She is going to school for engineering to be an engineer. You're going to be in the engineering program with engineers. You could easily pull you a junior or a senior who's about to graduate with an engineering degree. Like, he's great and all, but you turn over a new leaf. You start a new phase in life. You moving on up to the east side. So don't get too pressed about this little high school relationship. So when you're really young, I really encourage young people to focus on building themselves up. Build yourself up. Pour into you because you're young, and that's what you should be doing when you're not sitting here trying to make babies and be a provider when you ain't got no ability to provide, right? But when you get older and you're more established, when you're our age, when you're my age, my expectation is you have something to show for the last 20 years of your life. You've been adulting for a minute now. There should be some proof in the pudding. So when you're young, it's different. And you can't judge a man. If you're a young lady and you're trying to judge a man, it's hard to judge because they're young. They're just starting out. And that's why you don't need to be entertaining them or worried about them. They need to be building themselves up, and you need to be building yourself up. But when you get older, then you can start judging them because they should have built something by now.
Okay. I can understand that. That's kind of like with, what was it? Jennifer Hudson was dating somebody that worked at the school for all that time. And then she got on a different caliber, introduced to different people. Cause that's what I see even with your, like your NBA stars, your, basketball wives and all that other stuff. Mm-hmm. It's who's in front of them. So is it really fair to say, oh, okay, well, you don't want a black girl. Look, they didn't left and became all that. And now they don't want a black girl, but are black girls there? Yes, we are now. You know what I mean? So it's like who's actually in front of you. And listen, just like the world evolves, so do we as people. And that's what happens. And I'm not saying just change your mind and be like, okay, I'm leaving you in the dirt. Nick said it earlier. Match me. Match me. You know what I mean? When you meet somebody, it's like, okay, so we're both ambitious. So both being ambitious, it's like, oh, okay, we both gonna do this. We'll push each other to be great. You know what I mean? And then nobody feels left behind. What I have known to happen with a lot of the black, my black friends, guys, when they're with somebody, their self-esteem tends to go down once that girl makes more money. And it's like, what's the problem? Now, a lot of my guy friends said, if we really like you, we're going to do what it is that we have to do to keep you. Now, I remember Rugal, a long time ago, some years back, he was talking about how he was like, I'll date somebody that makes more money than me. And he was like, otherwise it'll shut you down, shut you out, of the potential of dating somebody who's making more. You only got like a few women left. Like, okay, well, this is how much I make. And if I have a problem with dating somebody who makes more than me, my pool is diminishing.
Exactly. And so in the same way men understand that with their income, women should understand that with race. Like, if you're going to sit here and say, I'm only dating black men, but he has to have, and you have your full checklist, you only got like a few options. Good luck to you. So, it's, and I believe that dating is a numbers game, right? There's probability, chance, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So, it ought to be in human nature to stack the deck in your favor and prioritize your own self-preservation. You want to do what's going to be best for you.
Mm-hmm. That was to be inspired this week. Self-preservation.
Exactly.
How about that? That must be the word.
Do what's best. Do what is best for you. And I feel like there's a shift and a change from, black women, like, we have to hold down the community and we have to go march and protest. That's masculine in itself anyway. But, into like, okay, no, I have to do what's best for me. Mm-hmm. I have one life to live. I'm one human being. I got one womb. And I have to make choices that are best for me.
And that's important. That's extremely important, to do what is best for you and not worry about the backlash. And I do know that we, even as a culture, as a people in, our culture, you don't want to disappoint your culture, but it's our culture that's attacking us for the decisions that we make that are best for us. Best for us. And then you have somebody saying, okay, well, this is best for the community. Huh?
Yeah, no. And if you look at the data, because I would encourage people to separate your personal experience. I come from a 2-parent household. My parents are still married. Separate your personal experience from the data. Just because you had this experience or that experience doesn't negate someone else who had a completely different experience, nor does it negate the data, the averages. How are black women supposed to sit here and sacrifice and do what's best for the community when, according to the data, black women are the least married. Black women are the most likely to have child wedlock. Black women are the most likely to die in childbirth. Black women are the most likely, there's no infrastructure, there's support. Black women are the most unprotected. Black women experience the highest, and this is substantially highest rates of intimate partner violence. And I still do all this for what community? For what? To what benefit? How does it benefit me?
Right.
As a woman. No. Mm-mm. No.
Point taken. We have come to the end of the show. And I'm just going to have to just talk. Thank you so much. Look, Nick gave the truth. I'm like, wait. So let's give it up.
No filter.
Okay, at all. That's why she Nyk the Voice. So go ahead and give it up for Nyk the Voice. Thanks for coming. Oh, lovely. Then we have AmberDee the analyst. You know she gonna give you the stats and let you know what is really going on in her mind. And I love your honesty. So thank you very much. Kept it 100. Look, they were just coming. Let me ask Amber this, okay? All right. Okay, my lovely people, that is my time. I thoroughly enjoyed you as I do each and every single Saturday. Let me give you today's footnote. Today's footnote is from none other John Maxwell. Change is inevitable. Growth is optional. As the world turns, so should we. All right, people, find you, embrace you. Most importantly, always, always love you. And until next week, people, you know what it is. Shop Talk every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon.